Hey, hey, do you hear what they're talking about over there? What? Huh? What? What are you talking about? I don't know. It sounds kind of weird. Make me a little curious, though. We should go over there. You want to go over there? Yeah, come on, let's go over there. All right, okay, let's go over there.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for coming to another episode of Whispering at the Party with Neuvias. Today, we just have Carol and myself. I'm Marge, and Carol, you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm Carol. I am going to do tarot reading during our questions today about fear. So,
Yeah, we're gonna have a nice conversation about fears. A lot of that going around.
yes,
So, do you want
tons
to?
of you.
Yeah, a lot of fears. A lot of people are dealing with that constantly, and so hopefully we could give a little bit of insight. First, why don't we start with the tarot card first pull? Get us started.
Absolutely. So, I went to my Old Faithful the Rider Waite because that's definitely always my go to, especially with the heavy topic of fear.
Yeah.
I just figured I could do a lot more insight with these cards just to learn about the whole fear metrics and what people have to deal with. But let's see what Spirit has to say. Oh, Ace of Cups.
Ah,
So I would probably say in dealing with the Ace of Cups, usually people might fear love. Usually the Ace of Cups is a new love, new beginning, a fresh start. And I do know sometimes that can be scary for anybody starting with new changes coming through. This one is upright, which I always look at my cards upright. So just to alleviate from the fear, there is a new beginning for all of us coming. We just recently had the blood moon last night, and so that does bring in renewal and rebirth. So, with that being said, love is definitely in the air. Even if you're not looking and searching, love is going to find you. So that is kind of what I've got with the Ace of Cups. Also, like I said, new beginnings, fresh starts. It doesn't have to necessarily be in love, but it's going to be in the right path for you.
that's beautiful. Spirit's always on right on point, always.
Always.
Yeah, that really brings up the idea of change, doesn't it?
Yes.
Any kind of change. People are fearful of change because they're used to their situation, and the unknown can kind of throw them off a little bit. Um, I think there are a lot of fears right now with geopolitical things going on, and the um, people have health issues, concerns about their physical well-being, their financial well-being, and all sorts of fears about what's next for them. And I think that we need to realize that if you're staying in the present moment, the fears don't exist.
Exactly. Yes. No, I agree. Even if people out there watch a lot of news, social media, that instills a lot of fear into everyone. You do not know what is the truth and what is not the truth, and that's why everybody kind of lives in a fear-based world, I guess you could say, because
Yeah. Oh, we already have a question. How do you shift your perspective of a fear to find the opportunities that may be in it? That's a good question.
mm-hmm.
How do you do that, Carol?
um, I would probably say my perspective on fear is I try to not have it in my foresight. Like I try to not instill that fear. The way I see it, I try to step back into my power. I do not want to live in fear, so I step into my power, knowing that there is no fear surrounding me. I just let life be. That is definitely my perspective on a day to day because do. I used to live in fear in my younger years because you just didn't know what you were doing, what was going on, or
Right.
anything for that matter. And as you're growing and learning and evolving, the fear just slowly washes away. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I find the same thing with me. It's more like when a fear comes to me, it's like, hold on a minute. You're in with God, you work with God, you work with
Mhm.
source, whatever you want to call. And everything that has happened in my life has led me to this beautiful person that I am now. And so, even if it was a negative thing at the time,
Mhm.
there were always good things coming out of it. And so, it may not be pleasant, whatever is happening in your mind, but you can't live there. Living in fear is just not good for your body, not good for your mind, not good for your spirit.
And definitely not good for your health. I mean,
Yes.
that is the worst thing. And if you have cancer, you're like, oh my God, am I going to die or something? And that starts creating more fear, more worry. And that does not do any justice for your for your inner self at
Yeah.
that.
Loving yourself is the solution to all of those fears, I think. And
Yeah.
recognizing that only good things are coming. In the end, most of the things that you're going to worry about or have fear about don't matter anyway. And 90% of the worries never happen, ever.
No.
So, it's not doing you any good to worry. You can't change anything by being fearful.
No, you can't. And worry only creates more worry. That's what I tell my friends constantly. Like, the more you worry, that's what you're going to attract because the universe
Yeah,
doesn't know. It's like,
right?
oh, you want to worry? Well, okay, well, let's send that to you.
Yeah, here, we'll give you
You're going
more
to
to
get,
worry about. That's
yeah,
like my mom used to say, "Don't cry, I'll give you something to cry about." You know,
yes. Tell me about it. Yes.
it's the same
100%.
stuff. Yeah, you'll find that fears come from things you hear, like you said, social media and that kind of stuff, and
Mhm.
your perspective from your perception of things that happened in your past, and then that unknown of what's coming down the
Mhm.
pipe. And you can change your future by having the mindset that
Mhm.
it's all good.
Absolutely. That's like me when I give a reading, it's just a guidance. It's not in a you take with it what you want. That's
Yeah,
how I look at fear. You take with it what you want. Your belief system has one way of looking at fear, and your other look is looking at it.
right.
Um, more so. Like I said, just like the worry. If you live in fear, you get more fear, and it'll just tackle on until you release it and let it go.
That old law of attraction.
Yes.
It's real. Absolutely real.
Oh my gosh, yes, the law of attraction. Now, I will say, I do remember us talking a while back about fear because I had recently gone on to my Instagram and Project Bluebeam had come on, and I don't know if anybody of y'all have heard about it, but just really quickly, Project Bluebeam is about World War III, and we're supposed to be fighting with aliens and so forth. Well, I hate to tell you, but they're already here. It's just do
Yeah,
not live in that fear base because that's just more social media platform put on show, so to speak.
right.
We do have another question. What are the positives of experiencing fear when not running or avoiding it? Do you want to start with that, Marge?
Sure, we could do that.
Okay.
Running or avoiding it. I kind of, I don't, I just kind of ignore it because I know that it's not real. Fear is not from God. It's just not. It's a human thing. And, unless there's a bear, or I say bear because I'm in the mountains of North Carolina, or a leopard getting ready to eat your face, you don't really have anything to fear. So most of those things, there's nothing
Mhm.
to run from or avoid unless you're current condition. But again, looking looking back at my past and knowing that I cannot know what's going to happen tomorrow unless I'm making it happen. So I don't see that there's any avoiding it. I have a tendency to just ignore it until it go away.
No, I no, I agree. I mean, fear is just another emotion, is what it is. It's all it is. And
Yeah,
so that's something, our emotions is something we can control. Sometimes we choose not to control them because depending on the circumstances, of course.
right. Well, think about the things that people become afraid of, Carol. What kind of things? Um, so that Project Blue Beam that you were talking about, that's
Yes.
all social media. That's input from the outside from you.
Hmm.
Pretty much every fear, you've got all these medications that they're advertising everywhere. So that's going to put you in fear. Do I need to take that? Do I need to take that? And do I have the symptoms that this is going to, you know, that puts fear on you. Nothing inside of you is going to put fear on you.
No, no, I agree. Actually, speaking of those commercials, I love it how they'll put this is supposed to be helping you with whatever, but then
Yeah.
the
But
side
it could
effects
kill
are a
you.
lot worse. Yeah, the side effects are a lot worse than what the medication is for. So
Yeah. Yeah.
that that's another fear base right there.
It's funny. And almost I think that when you're experiencing things, it is hard to put things into perspective if you've already been in that cycle, because everything
Mhm.
runs in cycles. You don't have a switch that gets flipped, right? You move up to fear, to an anxiety place and have
Mhm.
fear, or you move down and calm and to yourself. And so these cycles you need to stop and make sure that you're cycling back towards the center and focusing on yourself. Don't you agree?
Yes, no, I do agree. That's why the perspective on the running part is just I choose not to live in fear. I mean, at the
Yep.
end of the day, that's what I have to tell myself. I choose not to live in fear.
Right. You always have that choice.
Mm-hmm.
And fearful, okay, I'm gonna go back to something I said 20 years ago, Carol. People would ask me, "How come you're always smiling?" Because 'Cause they're better wrinkles. I do not wanna have the non-smiling wrinkles when I get to be 70 or 80 years old. You
And
get crow's feet, you're a happy person. And the that means you're a happy person. You don't want that kind of a face or that fearful face when you're older. Your mom always told you, "Don't make that face, it'll stick that way." That's what she meant.
that's
You always
true.
have
That's
that
true.
choice.
Uh,
Yeah,
Um.
I was thinking about, fear a little bit because we talked about what we were gonna talk about today just a few days ago, and I've spent a little
Mhm.
time thinking about it, and it really comes down to going within, because those external inputs are all the things that you get fear for.
No, I agree. Um. It's also finding like that inner childlike within yourself,
Yeah,
because when you bring that back, your good childlike memories, then that totally depletes fear, and you're
right.
in a whole other mindset.
Yeah, that's true. You can find that joyful part of you because you weren't scared when you were little. Yeah, you
No,
could take on the world. If you're a teenager, you're invincible, nothing happens.
this is true.
I was actually this is a great question. I was just gonna ask you about that, Carol. How do you help others that are experiencing fear while they're in a state without amplifying their anxiety?
Um, I would say just giving advice. The way I kind of talk to people is like, okay, I kind of give the question back to them just to see what they're coming with. But I would say like helping them would be like going to the ocean, getting grounded,
Mhm.
just putting your feet in earth, Mother Earth. It didn't have to be like you have to travel miles like I do, but you can just go outside your yard and
Yeah,
put your feet in the ground and just,
hug a tree.
yeah, let that resonate with you for a little bit, because that always helps you get grounded to where that you are in a whole different your aura actually changes as well,
It
but
does.
in a better mindset.
Yeah. When I've had friends or associates come to me and you see they're in fear, depending on their level of fear, I'll do some breathing exercise and then start asking, what's the worst, what's really the worst case scenario? Because most of those things, you know,
Mhm.
that's not even the worst case scenario isn't a bad thing in the long run.
Yes.
So
um mhm.
those breathing exercises help a lot of people though.
I was going to tell say also, I know when I get just antsy, like something's happening, I will call up on my Archangel Michael.
Oh yeah.
He is a strong protector. And of course, if you're really, really like just anxiety and stressed out, call Jesus Christ's name. That name knocks doors completely down.
Got goosebumps when you said it every time.
Every time, if you feel like you are something's going not right, just call upon Jesus Christ. Ask Archangel Michael to protect over you. I mean, that is immensely boom. I'm right there.
Yep.
No questions asked.
Yeah, that's true. And they'll immediately, if you're working with somebody and you say that to them, they'll immediately feel it.
Yes. Yes.
Not just you.
No, that is my pride and joy right there.
Yeah. It's beautiful. The energy that he brings when he's invoked is amazing.
Yes.
And Archangel Michael just makes you feel strong and safe.
Yes. Definitely. That sword and shield, that's all you need. Go
Mhm.
go get them.
Yeah, I used to have at my desk when I worked in the corporate world on my blackboard, and not my blackboard, my whiteboard that was above my monitor. I actually had a picture that I got from the internet that had a picture of Michael in the armor. I was like, just remember, you're protected, always protected.
Oh, yeah, I actually have a tattoo of him on my back, so I
Oh,
keep
do
it with
you?
me 100%.
You carry them all the time.
Yeah, that's like I said. That's my. He's always been. I've been part of his family for generations and generations. So.
Yeah, yeah, that's good. I think a lot more people are discovering the those archetypal energies of the different archangels.
Yes, absolutely.
It's pretty cool. While people are waking up a little bit to the energy of the universe and feeling that they are part of it as opposed to a whole bunch of individuals. We're all one.
We're all connected.
Yep. That's a good question. You want to read that? You want me to read it?
Sure, I can get it. For cultures that may not resonate with Christian figures, how do you parallel those supportive energies across different cultures?
That's a good question.
Well, I can tell you with all the different religions, it still all goes to the one. It's all in the same, I guess you could say. I know different people practice different religions, so if you're not in that Christian realm and you're in a Buddha realm or so forth, I mean, depending on what deity, I mean, there's only one true source.
Right.
So no matter, even if you call upon whomever your deity or source is, that's the one that's truly going to help you.
Yeah. Yeah. And that you could explain to somebody, this is my culture and I don't know, but this is what this archangel represents to me. And I'm sure that your religion or your belief system has something similar. If not, you can feel the energy from when I'm talking. Close your eyes and you can talk about Archangel Michael or Jesus and see they'll feel that energy and they'll be able to figure out in their belief system what they would label it. The labels make you nuts.
Oh, I know. Labels.
Yeah. Yeah.
Probably
They're a
another
source of
topic.
fear and disruption as far as I'm concerned.
Yes.
Yeah.
So should I pull? I'm going to go ahead and I guess pull another card. What do you
Yeah.
think? Do you think we should pop another card and see what we've
Absolutely.
got?
Perfect timing.
Okay. As my lights are flicking over here. As soon as I said Archangel Michael, they're
Yeah, they
like,
start flashing. Always.
hello, you called? You
Yep.
rang.
You rang.
Always ringing. Okay, so we have the sun for
Look at that.
October. Yeah. So the sun represents footloose and fancy free. This type of energy does not have any worries or cares about anything in life. They just go with the flow of life. As you can see, this little child here is just naked and just doing his own thing, enjoying the sun. No, and he doesn't care who's around there. He's just flowing with it. He's just going with it.
Yeah.
So I can tell you with the sun and fear, just kind of be in that present moment. Like, just do your own thing, regardless
Right.
if it works or it doesn't work. Don't live in fear, like, oh my God, what if this doesn't work? What if I'm doing this? No, just let it go. It's
Yeah.
gonna work out to the best that you have given it. So,
Yeah. If you can visualize the outcome that you want and
mhm.
stay focused on that outcome that you want, not the one that you're afraid of, because you're going to pull. Yeah. I mean, you have the ability to pull things to you from the universe. So, um, what kind of tools do we provide other than the oh so I think that going within and teaching the people a little bit of breathing exercise, a little bit of visualization, so that
Mhm.
they can really put things into perspective for themselves. And things, the world is not near as scary as your social media and the news and the world wants you to believe. It's just not. We are much safer now than we were 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago.
Yes, specifically now that a lot of people are awakening,
Yeah,
that's helping out the energies of the planet to
definitely.
tremendously.
It is. And it's funny because you'll have a conversation down in public or in a public forum of any kind, and there'll always be a few people that are, just wanting to beat everybody up. But there
Mhm.
are so many more now that I've seen that want to help each other. Like we had the hurricane here, the devastation in this area from Helene, and there are people. It didn't matter what color you were, what nationality you were, what political party you were,
Mhm.
whatever. People were helping their neighbors all over the place, feeding them, bringing them water, helping them get trees off their houses, helping them dig their dirt out of their basements or out of their houses, and people are people,
Yeah.
and it's really not anything to be afraid of.
No, I can tell you nowadays, some people don't even want to help other people because of the fear. But
Yeah.
humanity, honestly, I mean, we truly need to just stick together as and help each other out, regardless of the situation at hand.
Yeah. It's
Um,
kind of funny because back when I was a kid, people were hitchhiking, no problem. Pick up a hitchhiker, no problem. And then when I get into like high school, it was like, oh, don't pick up hitchhikers. They could be an axe murderer. Well, that came out after the Freddy Krueger movies and stuff. People got so afraid of, stranger danger, and
mhm.
that they did the stranger danger stuff. I think in the '90s in the schools to instill that.
Oh yeah, or it's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your children are? Remember
Oh
that
yeah,
one?
yeah, I remember that. Yeah, if
Yeah.
it was still light out, we were still outside.
Oh yeah. Well, I used to go when I remember going to school. Um, they people would have their shotguns behind the truck,
Oh
and
yeah,
you'd go to school like that. You
right.
know, it was unreal. It was. I mean, I just can't believe Phantom from where we started to now. But
Yeah.
we do have another question of what shifts in collective humanity's capacity in processing fearful energy are you excited to see develop, give the collective becoming more unified energetically?
What shifts in collective humanity? I just think that the whole thing is exciting because we as a community of spiritual people, we make sure that we're sending out positive energy to the area. And it's been proven if we can get a big enough group together, and that's 2 or 3 people, then it impacts your environment. And no
Mhm.
matter where you're sending that energy, it will help quell the fears, help calm the anxiety and all that stuff. And that goes right along with teachings of most religions, I believe,
Mhm.
where 2 or more agree, so shall it be.
Yeah. It,
So,
it that's like that water method as well. You know, the water
yeah,
method where he put the music on and it showed you what love was, or the I guess it was, I don't remember if it was music or the wording, but he said love to it and it was beautiful, and he said an ugly word to it and it turned out. So
yeah,
we're made of 90% of water. So that in itself just shows you what you can do with just a simple.
yeah. Simple words, simple intention.
Mhm.
The words are more powerful because the vibration behind them. but the intention is just as powerful as well. Do you think so too?
Oh, absolutely. I think with everything you do, if you set the intention and you stick with that intention, it's going to happen
Yeah,
regardless of if you set the intention and you're like start second guessing that intention, it's not going to happen. It is
right.
just gonna let you'll continue to wonder, why didn't this work for me? Why? Because you're not in the right frame of mind for
Yeah,
your intention.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're not trusting yourself
No.
to be able to use the energy of the universe, not use it, but and what would the right word be? Utilize it. Not using it, but anyway,
I know what you mean.
I can't think of the word.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying.
Yeah,
Um,
hopefully our audience does too.
yeah,
But
but
yeah,
yeah.
go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say because some of the tools that you can use for your anxiety would be um, just simply putting lavender oil, around your behind your ears, just so you can get your calmness back and stuff to help with anxiety or your fear. If you feel fear,
Right.
lavender does wonders for anything. I don't care how you slice it.
That's true. That's very true. And chamomile tea too.
Yes, yeah. Any soothing tea, hot tea
Yeah.
will help you calm your nerves as well.
And one thing that I've done with some of my people that I work with is helping them to identify where in their body the fear lands and help them to identify because you'll feel the fear either in your chest or your stomach,
Mhm.
depending on what kind of a fear it is or an anxiety.
Oh yeah.
And if you can identify that and then identify where your love or your happiness lands in your body and then kind of direct your energy to that place. When you're happy,
Hmm.
for me, when I'm super happy, it's up here in my crown chakra, a little bit above that. I can't remember what that one's called. But, the energy goes up here. And then
Yeah,
if it's love, if it's a loving, it's in my heart. So, but moving that energy from the stomach to the heart during my meditation is great too.
oh yeah. And many spiritual modalities have rituals with water, such as moon water being popular in witchcraft or other pagan modalities. Are there other water rituals or practices you can suggest?
I don't really have any other than, if you can listen or go to
Hmm.
a stream or a river where there's moving water moves energy. It is energy, but
Yeah.
seeing the movement, hearing the movement of a rainstorm or a stream, you could actually just listen to it with your eyes closed and visualize it, and it'll help calm things down too.
Absolutely. I would also add to that, Marge, just getting in the ocean helps alleviate all that negative, all that fear based. Just dipping yourself in once. If some people don't like the ocean, and I get it, but because of the salts in there and all the other stuff,
Yeah,
it's
very
such a
cleansing.
very cleansing thing. Now, the other option you could do is take your cup or whatever, put water in it, and you simply talk to it. I love myself. Today's going to be a great day.
Yeah.
I'm a magnet for money. Just whatever you're trying to, and then sip your water throughout the whole day.
That's true. I didn't even think of that. And I do that at my house too.
Yeah.
We have a Brita pitcher we keep in the refrigerator. When I fill it, I put the love into it.
Yes. That I'm
Every
telling you, that works. Even I do it with my coffee in the morning, but
That's a good
water
idea.
is like the
Water's better.
best thing ever. Yeah.
Yeah.
And some people will also um, self-baptizing, which is just self-cleansing as well.
Yeah.
But some people will even write on their water bottle, if you're carrying a water bottle, and put,
Loving
love,
positive messages.
yeah, positive affirmations on it or whatever, and then that you say it to the water, and then just hold that intention in there, and you're
Yeah.
solid for the rest of the day.
The water will hold it. A shower is good too. A shower or a bath is good. If you do like Epsom salts and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
especially with the lavender in it, like you said.
Lavender,
But a
yes.
shower also grounds you. If you're in the cold place where you can't get out and put your feet in the dirt, a shower actually physically grounds you to the earth. because the water's coming from a place that's in the earth and going to a place that's in the earth. So the water, as long as you're using the tap water or whatever, well water, whatever you have,
Yeah,
it's still grounding you electrically. So that helps as well.
that is true.
So many little tidbits.
I know we're giving out all the secrets today,
Yeah.
but they're good. They'll help others.
Yeah, that's the goal. That's why we're here. Give
Yes,
people little tidbits of information. And it plants seeds for people. I'd love to know what the audience does to to help themselves avoid fearing and become present and create a grounding, safe place for themselves.
that's
That
true.
would be great. If you have any comments, people, put them in the comments below. We'll read them and answer you. If you have any questions, put those in there too.
Any water flow that can reach or touch the crown will cleanse and ground you. We become a conduit every day.
Yep, that's
Very,
right, Murray. Yep.
yes, yes.
So, do we have you have any last words, or if we've worded out?
I no, I think we've talked a lot about fear. Like I said, just don't give it energy. Fear does not need your energy at all. I can tell you that from back in the heyday when I used to put fear into so much. You don't live there. Let it go. Don't give it energy, and do not worry because that only creates more.
Yeah, yeah. And I can't add anything to that. That's perfectly said, Carol.
Thank
Perfect.
you.
Yeah. Let it go. Like that. What's the movie, that Disney
Frozen.
movie? Let it go. Let it go.
Not
And she
frozen.
dances perfectly. She's throwing the energy out. It's perfect for this situation.
Yes, yes, it is.
Well, I hope that some people have learned some beautiful things from us and gotten a little inspiration on how to deal with their fear. If you have any questions, let us know. Be sure to check us out on Neuvias.com and like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And that being said, I think we are done here.
Yes, love
Bless
and light,
everybody.
people.
Thank you so much. We love you.
Thank you.